I've seen a lot of them building airports. The one they built with 53 billion naira in Ebonyi is more or less like a tourist attraction. It's not even attracting tourists, not to talk of attracting flies. Not fly to flies, like all these flies that will just fly like birds, or also fly to the airport and say, yeah, nothing they fly go there. And then the Devulumayi that built a 53 billion naira airport that looks like National Art Theater or something, is now the one that is designing or want to build a super highway. So electricity is like a super highway. You remember that? It's unfortunate anyway, yeah. But there is another thing that I also want to share with you. And this is this clip, which was from 1982. No, sorry, 1981, 1982, I believe, when Ojukwu, later Odumegwu Ojukwu, was talking about his return to Nigeria. This one is historical, right? I could have given you more context, but this is something you should see too, right? In his words. So he was to be pardoned by Shagari, and in Ojukwu's word, he was returning back to Nigeria to go and join Shagari to make Nigeria better. That never happened. Yes, watch this.
I am seeking my return to Nigeria. I am seeking it through a constitution established by the military regime. I am seeking it through a national party in Nigeria, a party that transcends ethnic considerations. I am, in fact, a partner of other parts of Nigeria. The leader of the party for which I am standing is a northerner. There are many Westerners, there are Easterners in that party. I am, in fact, seeking a return legally and constitutionally into Nigeria, into a new Nigeria that I think I can serve.
But nonetheless, the very fact that Ojukwu comes back must mean a reopening of the old wounds. It must be a symbol of the war that took place.
No, actually, I don't think it is. I don't think in any way it is. First, the war. The war was not Ojukwu's war. I happened on the Igbo situation at the time of the conflict. I did my duty to the best of my ability. And I am glad that Nigerians generally recognize this fact. One man could not have held the entire Nigeria and her allies for 3 years. The Igbo people felt threatened.
Why don't you go back to Nigeria now and fight the election in person?
I would very much like to. I would very much like to. But I have already mentioned the obstacles that are being put in the way of a candidate to be a member of parliament. I'm not seeking political office. I'm not seeking government office. Just to represent my people 10 years after the end of the war. Obstacles are being put. Even people who just signed my papers are being imprisoned. It would be foolhardy for me at this stage to step into Nigeria. But I will go back. Once I become a member of parliament, once I can take my seat in parliament, I will go back. And I'll take my chance with my parliamentary immunity.
Are you seriously saying that all you want to be is an MP? Don't you want to be president?
Once I have decided to go into politics, then I want to serve the nation in the highest capacity and within my ability. If, as a politician, it comes my way that the party of which I am a member designates me as a presidential candidate, I would be extremely proud, and I would certainly contest. I am seeking my...
So that was 1980-81, when the process of pardoning and returning Ojukwu to Nigeria was ongoing. So Shagari eventually signed the paper. Ojukwu didn't go back to politics. He did not join NPN. He didn't. It was like he just returned back to Nigeria. And he never joined politics until 2003. Was it 2003? Yeah. When he ran against Obasanjo. And I think he ran again. That was when he started APGA. Okay, let's have the Igbo political party. And then, unfortunately, the Igbos didn't even vote for him. I don't think Ojukwu even won a single state, except Anambra. They didn't win Anambra. I'm not sure. Not a single state was in Igbo land to start with, though. Around that time, majority of them went on to go and vote for Obasanjo. That's also historical, just so you know. Okay. And then here, like they told them, when Philip Effiong told Nigeria, do right by the children of the descendants of the Biafran War. Do right by them. If Nigeria fail to address the injustice that led to that bloodbath and bloodshed, the descendants, the children of these survivors, they would one day rise again and they would demand for what their own parents bled for. And that time, they may never miss. I will never forget those words. But with this, it's already coming to life. I do not understand some of what this young man put into his lyrics I'm about to play for you now. But if you are an Igbo man or woman, I bet I was told you will understand every word in this song, and it does mean something. I want you to tell me. Now listen, and I will read my comments. They already told me, oh, I want you to tell me too. This one is from Ojukwu, a young man, a young Biafran, using music to tell all of us, Biafra will come. Like this.
Money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our right. Papa Mubaram see. Nadia Frabalamo. Iabuna Nene. Kambu Parayano. Makanoji Femata Winyakaye. Akalobe Ilo Nesia. Oye Mufemu Paramifea. Nkabu Paramiko. Biafra is my life. Biafra, and we must go back to our land. And if the one who took us today. If I would get married 4 years ago, Gonna stop in the
So you leave them out of the one Nigeria. Thank you so much for that correction, okay? So I've been told that he actually joined NPN when he finally returned to Nigeria in that early 80s. They said he even ran, he contested, I just checked that, that's true. He contested in 1983 for Senate to represent, a senatorial district in Enugu, I believe. Anyway, he lost. They said he was rigged out, but it was reported that he lost, and therefore he couldn't go to the National Assembly. And I think a year after that, was it a year after that or that same year of that 1983, Bokwari struck in December, I think. December 1983, and overthrew Shagari, and the rest is history. So he came back later when he was now very old, very old. I think he was around the 75 or thereabout, or even more. Was this 75 or 71? I can't remember precisely, but it was in the 70s. So then he ran for president on the platform of APGA. Okay. And I don't think a single state in Eastern Nigeria actually voted for him. And that was in 2003. See, I've got all these dates, right? They can all get mixed up sometimes, okay? But thank you so much for that correction, okay? For the sake of our listeners. So he was not voted for, all right? Rather, the Igbos voted for PDP. Obasanjo, a Yoruba man. The rest is history now, sure you get, because even 4 years after that, in 2007, I think Ojukwu ran again. And this time around, it was meant to be against Yaradua. Then he lost as well. I'm not sure if it's that 2007 or it's that of 2003, right? But around that time, he just sung his boots about going into politics or whatever. But those who eventually used his name, the Abga and the rest of them, well, the rest is history too. That's why I said I probably would have used that video in a better context when I'm actually building the story around that. Okay, so pardon me. I saw it somewhere and I'm like, oh, I'm going to share that with everyone. Just something to bring back on the diary. So I think that's where I'm going to draw my curtains tonight. So we can actually take calls, and I will, so that those of us who probably want to add yours or anything you think I've missed out of the old chats, you can help us add that, okay? Let me go get some refill along. And when I get back, I will take calls.
Nigeria, we are hungry. No food, no light, no water. Pepper is cost, garri is cost. We can't even buy rice. See our children hungry. No food, no light, no water. Pepper, water. Pepper is cost, garri
Speaking tongue. I do have a caller. Thank you so much and welcome back. Here, my first caller tonight. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Maegu. In fact, you are trying. You know how to dance properly.
You think so?
I think you need to keep it up.
Thank you so much, Baba. How are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Grand.
I'm fine.
Thanks so much.
Oh yeah. Thank you for what you are doing. I listened to you this afternoon when you were talking about seeds. Where is it genetic modified seed or genetic modified food?
That's what they call it. They say genetically modified organism, GMO. About see the name itself. Did you see the picture too? What they look like?
Yeah. But it's scary. It's very scary, to be honest. So now what they are trying, they want to Americanize Nigerian food market. Yeah, I can see that. So here in Europe they have this organic and they have ordinary food. So now they will now create that option where people will just go for the cheaper version, which is that perhaps that's the way I'm thinking it in my head. So that, and then Tinubu will of course cash in from it. At least perhaps he will.
Bill Gates is giving them money, right? They will come and say, "Oh, Bill Gates is going to give $100 million to farmers." Right?
Yeah.
Then the farmers will now be given the GMO seed. So the $100 million will go to the politicians. The seeds will go to the farmers.
So at the end of the day, they will use that one to campaign for themselves that, wow, look at what we are doing. We provided this seed for you guys so you can plant it. They completely put the consequences at the back burner because that doesn't really matter if down the line people start developing health issues maybe in 10 or 20 years to come. Of course, Tinubu and his family has already
they are gone. They are like no longer responsible for whatever anybody is
they are no so and then even if the market is kind of giving a different when we have these genetic foods and then we have these natural foods. So this the same Nigeria that we are in here, they will start making it difficult to be able to trace that which one is genetic modified and which one is not. So before you know what's going on, all these scammers, they will start selling the genetic modified one as like the original food, the manual, So Nigeria is up for a very difficult time coming because the youths, we in Nigeria, we are not ready to fight for ourselves anyway. So what can we do now than to carry the Babiala, to allow the politicians to continue to carry their Babiala plates, start begging around the world for
no real one.
Yes,
no real one.
For arms. Yes, for arms because there's no food, and then because I don't understand how can a nation prosper without being manufacturing something, without exporting something. The oil that they depend on, is running out.
Yes.
They are moving on to a next level in Europe, in every other part in the world. So, and again, before I finish, this genetic modifier, immediately America achieved to put Nigeria, to make Nigeria to become dependent on this seed, you will see everything will change. That's when they will start saying, but you need to pay for it.
Yes, now.
They've made
you don't pay, we can't give you.
Yes, to depend on that thing. And then this notion of making that dollar to become something more important than the culture, the values of a entire folks, entire, a country is wrong. And these our politicians, because of what they want to steal, these dollars that they want to steal, they turn a blind eye on it, and then completely, of course, they will be talking to themselves. But is Nigeria a country? I don't think so, because they've divided themselves already anyway. So they are just looking for who is going to laugh last. So because one day they know deep down that this Nigeria will break, something will trigger somewhere that will cause this thing to break. So everybody is just trying. It's a race of, let's catch what we can now before it's too late, which that is what Tinubu have done. And then I'm pretty sure, he might be thinking about it that, well, maybe there won't be Nigeria anymore by the time he finishes his tenure. Maybe it's going to be, so it's quite unfortunate that there's no
real explanation for the level of unpatriotism we are actually witnessing in these guys.
Yeah,
they show it every now and then, and they don't give a damn about that country, right?
Yeah, there's no level playing field ground for anybody. There's no justice. There's no, and when things like that are not in place, there's no way an ordinary person, a ordinary boy who is striving to become somebody in life in Nigeria, to really achieve anything, because the one that have opportunity up there, who knows the politician, will first, even if they don't know anything, as long as somebody up there, of course they will push you to. That's why we have failing organization, failing quack doctors, quack hospital, quack this, quack that. They will give licenses to people who are not meant to be importing things. They will import this. The same thing goes around.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go take another one, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening. God bless.
Thank you so much for calling in as well, Baba. Thank you. You have a good one, okay?
Yeah.
Is adding something that I've actually probably missed out on, okay? Baba, drop it in the comments. I'll read it. Here is another caller. I believe this is Charm. Is that you?
Hi, good evening, Marego. How are you?
Good evening to you. I'm very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm listening to you. This is like my usual now. Nobody disturbs me at this time.
Oh yeah, you are by yourself, right?
I'm all by myself. They know I'm listening to my ego. My husband walked in and saw the screen. I was like, oh, here we go again.
Well, that's fair. At least I easily just enjoy it, and then without much disturbance, without missing anything.
Disturbance, yes. No. I don't have a lot to
say enjoy it while it lasts.
While it lasts, before they come and look for me,
right?
Exactly.
And the whole place is going to be more chaotic again.
So let me just commentary, sometimes just maybe like discussions. Because I mean you've your talk is excellent as always and always on point. And I think I wanted to talk about this GMO seeds, and it's just unfortunate really that we have a government that people that don't really care, about the impacts, because there are also ecological impacts of actually using that GMO and what it can destroy, and our inability to actually even plant our own homegrown seeds after you may have planted the GMO seed in that soil. It makes it becomes useless. So again, we're looking at we're looking at another catastrophe down the line, because again, like the previous caller said, if you're not able to purchase this GMO seeds again, and then you say, okay, let's go back to what we've always had from time immemorial, then it becomes difficult to actually plant or to find the soil that will actually be able to actually plant those your homegrown seeds from. So I don't know, the problem that Tinubu's government is creating for that, and I'm not even sure that this is just from Tinubu's government, because I think they've been trying this thing even since Buhari's time. Yes. Okay, so this is not a case of, okay, Bill Gates just showed up. He's been planting, he's been doing the legwork since Buhari's time. So this is now how that put it, the culmination of all his efforts.
Frequenting Nigeria under
Exactly.
Buhari as well. But it's just that
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
under this Tinubu that they are actually really launching it as a
launching it
and agricultural policy. Ticham, they've actually launched it. I'm investigating to know all the states that have subscribed. Indeed, people need to know. They have to know.
They have to know. And you know, what is so sad is that you have a minister of agriculture who is coming to tell you about this. You know, I think they take Nigerians a lot for granted, and even Nigerians themselves, because I know that a lot of people are pushing back and saying, no, we don't want this GMO thing. But it's quite possible that during the course of your investigation,